Today's topic is strings in Python. Strings in Python. So strings in Python are used to store text data in Python. So let's say you want to store this text, which is new one. Let me just say meat and then pie. So let's say you want to store meat pie. So now open a code space. So in this code space now we'll create a variable which is text, and we'll say put a quotation. So there is double quotation and then there's a single quotation. So whichever you use currently, there's no problem. So we have meat pie. So when I print this, so now when I store this, let me print it. So that will be text, and then we should have a meat pie. So how do they save? How does Python save this text in these strings in Python? Okay, they do it by storing it in a series of characters in different specific data stores. So each of these is being stored differently. Even with this space is being stored differently. So we can denote this by saying this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now let me say I want to print the third character, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, which is T. Or let me just use like the normal count, which is 1, 2, 3, which is A. So if you want to print it, you're going to start here with 0, 1, 2, which is 2. So now you say text, then you put 2. When you print this, you should have A. You can go on and do for whatever data you want, whatever character you want to print. Maybe you want to print for the 8 or whatever. Sorry, let me say 7 because I'm not sure. If you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, here 7. You can also print for this dash here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the 5th. And see text, and then 5. Then you can print for this. Print on this. You have 5. Okay, sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do for 4 text, and then we have 4. Just to show you, here we have this. So in Python, strings are immutable. You can't change a string after storing it. Like a text, you can't change it after storing it. The moment you store them, you can only either add another, but you can't remove or change another or whatever. So you can't do that. But in other software like C++ and Java, you are allowed to do such. So let me show you an example of maybe you are making an attempt to change something of that nature. Let's say you have 0. Well, because so we have G. So when you do this, you're going to be getting an error because Python does not change strings; it's immutable. So now, let's say you want to print the first. Yes, you want to print a substring in Python. But before those pictures, the substring, let me show you how you can add two different strings. Two different strings. So let's say we have S1 as meat, and then we have S2 as pie. So now we use we concatenation. So concatenation we use plus. So we have S1 uses this function plus S2. When you print this, sorry, so we say text 5. Okay, let me store this first. Okay, yeah, so sorry, we have s1 plus s2 plus s2. So when you do this, you have meet pi. So let me say I want to make a dash between the meet pi, separate the two words, so we can have s1 plus, then you have this, you make a space, and then you have plus s2. So when you do this, you should be having meet space pi. So about the double quotation and the single quotation, the double quotation is used when there is a quotation mark in the text you want to store. Let's say for instance you have s1, let's say you have t1, and t1 here is the statement is I okay, sorry, okay. Let me use a single quotation to show you where the error will appear. We have and we have happy. So now we close it. So you see there's a red line here showing that there is an error here. So the error is in the new lines. So this should be another different line on its own. This and happy should be another different line on its own. But if you want to store this together, this I'm happy together, you have to put this in the double quotation. So the double quotation encloses everything once and for all. So when you do this, I'm happy, you do t1, and you print t1, you should have this. So let's say case wherever you have something like a single quotation and then double quotation. So let's say you have hello. So let me not put the quotation yet. Let's say you have hello and double quotation world, hello world. So now to store this, if you use the double quotation, for this, let me see. This will not work because now it's a double quotation, and then it's this one closes this, and then this one closes also. This won't work actually. So for you to save this, store this properly, you use the single quotation for this to enclose everything together. So single quotation, when you do this, you have t2 hello, then we have so now print this t2, print this, and we have hello world. So now let's say we want to add we can also do this function whereby we can perform this task whereby we add a string and an integer. So let's say we have p, which is let's say this integer here we want to save is this text we want to save is how many boys, and then this asterisk, this sorry shows us the number that we want to input, and so on. So we use this space to let's just continue. Sorry, so how many boys, and then for the number we have num, which is equals to 25. So now if we should run this, both of them saves. So now let's concat where we have p plus num. So when you add these two, you're expected to have how many boys and then the number, but this will not work because you can't add a string and an integer. So what you have to do first is convert the integer to a string before you add. So we have a function called str. So the function str, we have num. So str num, when you run this, okay, so let's see this one. Okay, when you run this, so this becomes a string. How do I know that it's a string? Is when you have a quotation. So remember, whatever is in the quotation is referred to as string. So now we want to concat, that's add the p and then this. So we're going to have p plus, then we have str, which is the function, then we have num. Then when you run this, you have how many boys hash 25. So